Recording in
What is market
progress.
capitalization? Market capitalization is basically what is total value of the company, right? The share price multiplied by total shares is basically market capitalization, right? So now, do you think like company like Tanishq, which already is a 3 lakh crore company, can become a 3 crore company in upcoming 10 years? Yeah. Is it more likely or is it less likely? Is it more likely or is it less likely? It is less likely, right? But instead, if I see some another company which is like PN Gargi fashion jewelry, which is like mainly dealing in silver jewelry and like low cost diamond jewelry, artificial diamond jewelry, which has like market capitalization of 1,000 crore. Do you think it is more likely or less likely for this company to become a 1 lakh crore company in upcoming 10 years? More. Absolutely. Now, are you getting my point? It is basically why we are going into small caps, because we want to generate higher returns as compared to what traditional markets are offering, right? And one more thing, somebody asked me, Aditya, should I invest in PNGs? Folks, so today whatever stocks that we are going to discuss, all of them are purely for educational purpose. Do not invest in any stock which I am recommending, or for that matter, anyone in this entire world is recommending you, right? My personal advice to you is going to be, just do your own research, because if anyone has some unfair advantage for themselves, why in the world they will share that unfair advantage with you, right? Getting my point? If someone knows like this stock is going to perform really good in 10 years time horizon, are they going to keep that stock for themselves by investing monthly some amount in that stock, or are they going to tell you that stock and drive up price, right? They're going to keep it for themselves, right? They are not going to share, because they are going to buy month on month basis, and they are going to accumulate that stock, right? So if somebody is recommending you some stock, then just run away from there. And my simple advice to everyone is going to be, never rely on any kind of tips, never rely on like any kind of means like these are my stock tips, these are my stock picks. Just do your own research. And after rise of AI, I'm 100% sure each and every one of you right over here can do the research, and I can guarantee you that after end of this session, you will be having a good idea of how you can analyze stock, just like stock analysts who are working in market for 5 6 years. Does that sound good to you? Yeah. Yes. Good, great. All right. I love the energy, folks. By the way, I love the energy. Okay. So that's why small caps, right? But now I told you the upside of small caps, right? So there is one thing in market. So if you are getting any kind of return, if you are getting any kind of return in the market, there is going to be risk associated with it, right? If you are getting big returns, there will be big risk. Everyone understands that, right? If you are getting big returns, there is going to be big risk, right? High returns, high risk. Low returns, low risk, right? So what is lowest return? What is lowest return in the market? It is from FDs, right? It is from fixed deposits. Make sense? Yes. How much is the risk in fixed deposit? It is low risk, right? FDs have not zero risk, like nothing has zero risk. Like even like if you buy treasury, like T bills, like even if you buy uh, government bonds, then also there will be some risk, right? So it has low risk, right? But it also has low returns. So similarly, small caps have high risk because small caps are volatile, right? What do I mean by small caps are volatile? Basically, when market rise by 30%, small caps are going to rise by 80 90%, right? But contrary to that, if market falls by 30%, small caps are going to fall by 80 90%. Right? Everyone clear what do I mean by small caps are volatile? Yes? Yes. Right? Small caps are volatile. If market rise by 10%, small caps are going to rise by 25 30%. If market falls by 10%, small caps are going to fall by 25 30%. Right? So that's what I mean by small caps are volatile. Right? So if you cannot handle volatility, right? If you cannot see your portfolio go up and down, and if you want to like live a chill life, right? So now, would you like to know what else should you buy? For all the people who don't want volatility in their portfolio, would you like to know what is the exact thing that you should be buying? Large cap, Parak mutual fund, right? Gold and silver, mid cap. right? Oh my God, you guys are like have already like basics really clear. So let me just clarify like which what kind of mutual fund you should be buying, right? So folks, does anyone know like what is the best mutual fund in India? What is the best mutual fund in India? Mixed cap, flexi cap, no, right? Templeton, Parag Parikh, various HDFC, large cap, don't know, can't predict. Nippon, Nifty, SBI, Motilal Oswal. All right, all right. So I'm going to give you. So just 5 minutes ago, I told you that I'm not going to recommend you anything, but now I'm going to give you the best mutual fund in India for or anywhere in the world. Let's say you are joining this session from Canada, United States, and you if you want to invest in that market as well, I'm going to give you best mutual fund or best fund for that market as well, right? So before that, I'll give you a small story. Do you know this individual, Mr. Warren Buffett? He's my investment idol, right? His philosophy is something like which has inspired my investing journey, right? And if you want to learn about his work, so he conducts something called as annual general meetings, right? He conducts his company's annual general meetings of Berkshire Hathaway, right? So you can go through his annual shareholder letters and annual general meetings, and you will be like smartest person in the room when it comes to investing, right? So he is like one of my inspiration when it's come to investing journey, and he is one of the richest investor in the world, right? So now one time what he did, a lot of hedge funds and a lot of fancy mutual funds with celebrity managers, celebrity founders were popping up in United States, right? So what Warren Buffett did, Warren Buffett once bet his $1 million that he could beat a group of fancy hedge funds over 10 years, right? He said like he's going to beat any kind of mutual fund manager, or he's going to beat any kind of hedge fund manager over the 10 years, and he crushed them with a technique requires absolutely no investing skill, right? Would you like to know that technique by which you can like crush any kind of like large mutual fund manager or any kind of fancy hedge fund manager without having any prior knowledge? Yes. But I'm talking about long term, right? I'm talking about long term. I'm not talking about like 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. I'm talking about long term, 5 years, 6 year, 10 year, like this, right? What is a hedge fund? Hedge fund is basically mutual fund for very rich people, right? I'm like ultra simple definition of hedge fund. Okay, so now, folks. Now what he did, what kind of strategy Mr. Buffet used, right? So here you can see he started his competition with the fund A, fund B, fund C, fund D, and fund E, right? So after taking their management fee, why I'm asking you to not to invest in any kind of fancy mutual fund, because every fancy mutual fund will have a management fee which is like 1 to 2% of your capital every single year, right? Let's say if you are investing 1 lakh rupees, 1,000 to 2,000 rupees is going to be like taken by management as a management fee, right? Why? Because they have army of analysts analyzing the stock. They have to like find the best stocks. They have to manage those stocks, right? They have to decide what kind of positions to take, right? Contrary to that, Mr. Buffett invested in something called as S&P 500, right? What is S&P 500? S&P 500 is basically the group of top 500 companies in United States, right? It is also called as index fund, right? It is also called as index fund. So if I want to invest in index fund in India, so what will I buy? What will I buy, folks? If I want to invest in index fund in India, what will I buy? I'll buy Nifty 50, I'll buy Nifty 100 or Nifty 500, whatever. आपकी श्रद्धा अनुसार, right? I'm not going to tell you what kind of index fund you are going to buy, but if you buy index fund, you are good, right? If you buy index fund, you are good because index funds have really low management fee, right? The only thing which you are going to check while investing in mutual fund is how less of the management fee that mutual fund is charging you. Make sense? Everyone clear? What did I say just now? How less of a fee? Like take it from a legit company, from Kotak or from HDFC, so that they'll be mirroring the market properly, right? And the only thing which you are going to see is how much less of management fee they are charging you. It should be somewhere around 0.1 or 0.2%, right? What is the index fund? Index fund is basically you are investing in top 50 companies in India or top 100 companies in India. You can invest it through by investing in Nifty 50 or Nifty 100. Getting my point? Okay. Yes. Everyone clear now? Yes, 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 yes. Now you must be having this question, Aditya. Now I'm like, I know where to invest, right? But just now you said like we are going to like generate good returns by investing in small caps. So now you must be having this question, Aditya. If like these large institutional guys, right, mutual fund guys and hedge fund guys, if they are not able to beat the market, how can we, as a retail investor, how can we beat the market, right? Who has this question? I just like contradicted myself, right? So I told that like smart people from IIT, IIM, Harvard, they are not able to beat. How can you? How can you? Right? So that's what we are going to see right now, right? That's what we are going to see right now. Okay. So just by next month, as I said, right? If hedge fund managers can't, how will you? Right? So the biggest advantage that you have on your hand is basically of small cap investing, right? Folks, how much money that you have to invest, right? Let's say I ask you, like, let's say if we are going to start our investment journey from tomorrow, how much money do you have to invest, right? How much money you can allocate for the market? 10 lakh rupees, 5,000, 50 lakh rupees, 10 lakh rupees, 1 lakh rupees, 10,000 rupees, SIP Aditya, 1 lakh rupees, 10,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees, right? 1 lakh rupees, 2 lakh rupees, 5 lakh rupees, right? Okay. So now, folks, I see the most common answer as 1 lakh rupees, right? So let's say I want to create, I found one really good company. I'm just taking example. This company is good or not, I don't know, right? Let's say I found really good company, which is like this PNGS Gargi Fashion, okay? And if I want to buy 1 lakh rupees worth of share in this company, right? Do you think I can buy 1 lakh rupees worth of share in this company without like disturbing the price, right? Do you think I can easily get 1 lakh rupees worth of share in this company on daily basis? If you see daily trading volumes, do you think like you can easily get 1 lakh rupees worth of shares in this company? Yes, 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 yes. Right? You can easily get, right? Means like you are not breaking the price. But when I talk about institutional investors, they have like, do they have 1 lakh rupees to invest? They have thousands of crores, right? Whenever I'm talking about any institutional investor, they have thousands of crores to invest, right? They have 5,000 crore ka fund, 10,000 crore ka fund, and max to max, they have like 40 to 50 stocks in their portfolio. Make sense? Yes. If they are having 50 stocks in their portfolio, how much money they are going to allocate per stock on an average? Like I'm just taking like very basic math, right? It is going to be around 200 crore. Yes. 100 to 200 crore. Do you think that you can buy 100 crore rupees worth of stock from this a small company like this without breaking the price? If I start buying like 100 crore rupees worth of stock in this small company, this price is going to go 5 times up, right? So that's where your unfair advantage lies. Even these guys know like these are the best stocks out there. They can buy it for their personal portfolio, but obviously they cannot enter with their institutional capital, right? So that's where our unfair advantage lies when it comes to small cap investing, right? That's where our unfair advantage, right? When it comes to small cap investing. Okay, everyone clear now? Yes. So basically, if you had invested or like all of the companies, right? Whatever companies, whatever large companies that you see on the market were small cap at certain point, right? Were small cap at certain point, right? So if you see Symphony Limited, if you had invested 10,000 rupees in Symphony Limited in 2001, it would have been turned into 2.53 CR, right? आयशर मोटर में 10,000 रुपए लगा देते हैं 2000s में तो it would have converted into 1.4 CR. Balkrishna Industries mein in 2000, if you had invested 10,000 rupees, it would have converted into 1 crore. Relaxo 1 crore, Avanti Feeds 1 crore, and not only that, Astral Polytechnic would have converted into 1 crore, right? So now you must be saying, Aditya, it is really easy for anyone to go on like past data and show the examples. But how can we like select these kind of stocks for ourselves? So that's the exact thing what we are going to learn in today's session. How you can spot multibaggers and how you can like invest in multibaggers before they become big, right? And if you think like Aditya, like generating 30, 40 or 50% kind of returns are kind of impossible. So I'll give you one quote from Mr. Warren Buffett, right? I consider him as my mentor, right? So Mr. Warren Buffett says that I think I could make you 50% a year on $1 million, right? After that, he says that, no, I know that I guarantee that, right? So Mr. Warren Buffett is saying like he can guarantee that he can make 50% a year if he is investing 8 crore rupees in market, right? Because with small capital, the horizon of investment rise up by exponentially, right? You can invest in any kind of company that you want if you have small capital to invest. Contrary to that, if you have huge capital, your investment horizon just narrows down to large cap companies or mid cap companies, right? So that's why we are going to learn how we can do small cap investing. And not only that, our India's own Warren Buffett, right? Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, big bull of India, right? Mr. late Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, he even like most of his wealth he made in Titan, right? Folks, do you know like how much wealth Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala made in Titan? He made more than 11,000 crore rupees in Titan, right? More than 11,000 crore rupees in Titan. And he started investing in Titan when Titan was just 160 crore market cap company, right? He started investing in Titan when Titan was just 160 crore market cap company, and Titan currently is 3 lakh crore market cap company. So every 1 rupees invested in Titan by Mr. Jhunjhunwala converted into 2,000 rupees. Who is mind blown? Who is absolutely mind blown? AMB. Absolutely, right? So now you understood like how we are going to invest in small caps. Now it is the time to understand how we can exactly invest in small caps, right? How we can exactly invest in small caps, what are the principles, what are the fundamentals, how we can do fundamental analysis, how we can read balance sheet without having any finance knowledge. So that's what we are going to do right now. So we are going to go on golden rules of small cap investing, right? But before I go to golden rules of small cap investing, the most important thing, right, before I go over there, the most important thing is finding the correct sector, finding the correct sector and analyzing the stock, right? Finding the correct sector and analyzing the stock, right? So to show you that how you can find correct sector and how you can analyze stock using AI, I invite Rahul to walk you through exactly how he does it, right? When Rahul taught me this, like even I was surprised like how easy it is, right? I used to do everything manually and it used to take hours and hours of time, right? So Rahul taught me this, and from that day onward, my horizon of instead of like analyzing 100 stocks, I'm able to analyze 1,000 stocks and eventually get better winners out of these stocks. Right? Over to you, Rahul.
Yep. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I that is my goal so that I can also try and teach everybody how to do it smartly. Like I have been able to do for myself, and I have taught so many people. Thank you so much for the warm welcome, everybody. It's really heartwarming. I hope all of you remember everything that I had to teach in day one. Yes, still remember, right? I hope all of you have not forgotten. You have been trying to use it. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. Thank you, guys. All right, okay. So, how to identify such opportunities and how to invest to win? That being the keyword. Anybody can go and invest, right? But what is important is to go and have that winning mindset to for your investment. And how to identify such opportunities is a very valid question that all of you have. So before I move on to that part, let me take you through something which is fundamentally very important. Okay? Fundamentally very important is something known as the investing life cycle. Now, if you ever happen to speak with any professional apart from me also, right? If you ask them what is their logic, how do they go about taking an investment, they will follow a approach like a proper investment manager, a proper equity research analyst who specializes in analyzing companies, an investment manager who specializes in investing, whether it be his money, his clients' money, or people's money. They follow a structured approach, right? First, as Kachave already mentioned, is to identify industries, right? Now, tell me one thing. If let's say, how many of you read the newspapers, the physical newspapers today? I'm pretty sure majority of you don't. As a matter of fact, even I don't. Wherein there was a time I used to have 3 newspapers at my home when I was in school and college, and I used to go through it every day. Okay? Especially the business and finance part of it. But nowadays you have everything. So if I ask you, would you like to invest in a company which prints newspapers? Would you go ahead and do it for a long term to build your wealth? No, right? Why? Let me ask you. See, the I want to help you have that thinking, process in your mind. No demand, no future. It is dying. Correct. Sunset industry. Absolutely correct. News is, because you know for a fact that when it comes to news, you'll be reading it on your mobile. So, isn't it important to first understand which industries are primed for growth? They have the highest growth potential. Doesn't it make sense as the first step? Is my audio absolutely, all right? Yes. All right. Great. Now, as a second step, once you identify an industry, then the next step that all these professionals take is to analyze this industry in much more detail, and then find, which stocks are probably worth looking at and which stocks are not good to look at. Correct. Once you identify an industry, the next thing would be to go in depth into that industry and find potential opportunities. Like, you will find a handful of stocks which might be good investment opportunities. You will find a handful of stocks which are not good investment opportunities. And it is important to also know what stocks to stay away from. Every stock is not good. I hope everybody understands that. Correct? You identify a good industry, then you deep dive into that industry, identified good opportunities. That's the next thing. Makes logical sense. Correct? Makes logical sense. I hope all of you understand and agree. Then third thing would be, once you find those good opportunities from the step 2, third thing would be to, find the best pick of those companies. You find maybe, let's say, 5 good opportunities. You can't go about investing in all 5 companies for each and every industry that you find. Correct. You have to take your pick. How do you go about doing that? Gut feeling, what your local, the round table conference is happening at your local chaiwala's shop. Those does not help. What some random person is coming on a news channel and saying does not help. Right? It has to be objective, to the point, data back. Correct. And last but not the least, when you do that, all of you know that there is something called as financial analysis. Right? Every company, you go through their financials deep down. What should be the price of that company and everything? Correct. Correct. That is something everybody does. Professionals will do. Okay. And last, and once you identify, do everything and invest, does your work stop there? पैसा डाल दिया, अब हो गया, my work is done. No, right? It's like your hard earned money is like your own baby. You have to continuously monitor your portfolio. You have to continuously ensure that your money is in the right place. Correct. So that is something called as portfolio monitoring. If something goes wrong, you change. You always have to be on top of your portfolio. Correct. It's not done. Need to check every moment. Absolutely, Siddharthji. Correct. Now, having said all this is the proper investing life cycle that professionals follow. Right? Does it make sense to each and everybody? Very important to understand this. I have not thrown in anything related to finance or anything. Pure logic. Yes. Good. Now, the next question is, how many of you can confidently analyze the markets yourself and build a winning portfolio? That means, how many of you can confidently do each and every step yourself? That's a lot of not me's, right? Well, that is wherein you don't need to worry. Of course, that is why I am here today with you. I'll try and teach you something that will be my endeavor. Okay? Our promise will be, of course, using AI. Our promise, by the end of today's workshop, you will be able to pick individual stocks and build a winner portfolio yourself. Does it seem something that I won't be able to pull off? Kya, sir? What, within in one workshop you'll teach me each and every step, all the 5 steps? Let's see if we can do it, right? That is my promise to you. Let's see if we can do it. Sounds good? Sounds good? All right. So, without wasting any further time, I want to show you how we at SpringPad use AI to analyze industry trends and generate investment decisions, right? So, to do this exercise, we have a few tools that we will go through. All of these are AI tools. As you know, the purpose of my session today is to teach you about how AI can help you cut down on 90% of the work, right? So we'll be using Grok, Perplexity, ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini for multiple different things. Now, all good? All of you have heard of majority of these AI tools, I hope. That's good to know. Yes, that's good to know. And believe me, um, I know for a fact, it might sound arrogant, but I know for a fact that you're going to have your eyes open today. Okay? Before I move on, I want to ask you another question. Can you realistically scan thousands of global trends to identify which sector is going to grow? Manually do it. Even if you can, just imagine by global trends, I mean all those economic reports and everything across the globe. First of all, not possible. Second of all, if you were unfortunate enough to be somebody like me, 7 8 years back in the industry doing it manually while working, it used to take us months, right? So it's not possible, right? But I'll say it is possible with the help of Perplexity. And why Perplexity? I want to tell you why we are using a particular application also. Perplexity is great with deep research work, right? If you can do it for your tasks as well, it is great for deep research work. Let's see how we can identify the next growth sectors ourselves using Perplexity. Okay? First step we are doing of the investing life cycle, identifying the first growth sector. Are we all of us ready? Ready? Amazing. Great. Loving the energy. And you know what? I want this to be as interactive as possible so that we feel like we're sitting in a classroom together, sharing ideas. Okay? Having said that, so this is how Perplexity looks like. Again, all right. We'll be sharing everything at the end of today's workshop. The links will also be there to each and every tool. The deep research model is absolutely free. Okay? Deep research, pro search, I think you get 5 or 6 attempts in a day. So that should be more than enough, right? Everything that we are going to show you will either have the premium or the freemium versions. That means premium features available for free for a limited usage, which should do everybody's work majority. Now, having said that, how do we go about doing it? So this is a prompt, SpringPad's growth sector deep research prompt. This prompt will, so it's, you will get this at the end of today's workshop, right? All these prompts. This prompt, it's a 2-page prompt. It will help us identify the next big sectors. What we'll do over here is we'll paste everything. Okay? Just the name of the user. Let's say if I'm running it for me, I'll say Rahul Chandra. You change it to whatever name. Where does this prompt come from? We have built all these prompts ourselves. I know these prompts take weeks if not days to build, and this is one of the simpler prompts, I would say. We also build 14 15 page prompts, and yes, we'll be providing it to you. Now, I want your focus over here. Once you have pasted the prompt, pretty easy, right? Copy paste. Yes, I want you to, I know it might be difficult, but if you can just say yes and everything in the chat, I'll know that you guys are following and I can move ahead. I don't want anybody to miss out. Great. After you are done doing that, what you can do is click on Pro. Okay? Because what are we working as over here? We are working as an equity research professional who needs to go through tons and tons of information. No, Pro is not paid. Again, click on Pro, right? And click on this globe icon and click on web, academic, and social. So it will take into consideration everything out there on the internet and analyze it. Okay? And you hit enter. Now this will take around 5 7 minutes time, because tell me something, if you go through a research report yourself, how long does it take? It'll take you a lot of time. One research report will take you at least a couple of days to read. And I had done this a few minutes back so that we don't waste time. It went through 39 research articles and then generated its report. So 39 research articles, you will take at least more than 39 days to do it yourself. And let's see, what was our goal? To identify sectors which are going to grow very fast from an economic research point of view. So India's economic landscape and investment opportunities are 2025 perspective. Five growth sectors with the highest growth potential in India: manufacturing and industrial demand, renewable energy, healthcare and pharmaceuticals, IT and services, that is ITES, and infrastructure development. Okay? Before I go through the rest of the prompt, if all of you are hard pressed for time, now do you have you been able to identify the five growth sectors? Yes or no? Mind blowing, amazing, superb, great. Yes, guys, again, goes without saying, all the prompts that I will be showing you today, you'll be getting it at the end of today's workshop. Okay? Five growth sectors, 5 minutes. Okay? I had done it already for you 10 minutes back so that we don't waste time, but done that. So you have been able to identify five. Job is done. If you want to read even further, go see why. It is important to understand why. Why manufacturing and industrial? Why renewable energy? Okay, with a focus on sustainable development, India is investing heavily in renewable energy like solar and wind power to meet its ambitious targets of achieving 100 gigawatt of nuclear energy by 2040. Right? And how many of you are from a PhD background, have been continuously doing research papers? No, guys, recordings won't be made available. This is absolutely live. Please, please, please. That is why all the time we're asking you to pay attention. So I saw only one person who said that he is a PhD. Now, if you go through any PhD grade research report, you will see that it is flooded with references. You can't just do an analysis without data point references or economic research references, right? And all of these have proper data points. This is not vague. All of these have proper resources, correct? So, so understand that. If you're somebody who likes reading and understanding even more, here's the beauty. Macroeconomic foundations. What is India's current indicator suggesting? Okay. What are the structural enablers that ensure that these five sectors are the ones which is going to grow? What is supporting them in growing? Global context, right? What is happening globally, which is going to aid these sectors grow? And a proper analysis of each and every sector: manufacturing, renewable, healthcare, ITES, infrastructure development. What government policies are ongoing? What are in the pipeline? What infrastructure projects are happening that will help this industries grow? Tell me something. If you want to come up with a research report like this, is it physically possible? Even if you have access to all the data points, you won't know which research paper to read, what to make of each research paper, and then stitching all these research papers together and making your own analysis. Very difficult, even if you have access to everything. But it does it for you. Amazing. Proper PhD grade research report, of course, without any disrespect to anybody who has a PhD. But that is the power. And the beauty is this is going to get even more better with time. Correct? The capabilities. I would not have been able to do this 6 months back. Could not have done it. But see, we are growing so fast with respect to AI that we can do it. Correct? Amazing, right? Can I just go ahead and type tell me five growth sectors and it'll do? No. Prompt is very important, right? So, and most importantly, everything has sources for it, which you can cross check in your own time, go through it, read even more if possible. All right. Now, now tell me something. Now, can you identify the next big sectors yourself? Rather, I would say you can go ahead and be your own PhD grade research reporter yourself. Yes, as a matter of fact, you can actually publish your articles, right? You can go here, click on share. You can share it on Twitter, or copy link, share it anywhere, share it on WhatsApp, share it on Facebook. You can do it anywhere. Or what you can do is go to Perplexity pages and publish it over here as well. See, India's economic landscape by Rahul Chandra, a proper deep research over here. Beauty is you can do everything like this yourself, and you can do it for free. Sounds amazing, right? You can be cool in front of your friends. Share it in all your WhatsApp communities. Share it on Twitter. Share it on LinkedIn. Correct? Amazing. So that is the first step of our AI powered investing, identifying industries. Have you been able to do that? Can I have a number one in the chat? If all of you are now able to identify industries yourself, yes, amazing, amazing, great. Second question, guys. Second question. Can you analyze any industry and identify the good stocks from the bad stocks? Guys, of course, again, I'll say all of you will be getting all the prompts at the end of today's session. Don't worry. What is the point if I show you something and not give you the prompt, right? Don't worry. It is my promise. All of you will be getting it by the end of today's session. Very difficult if you don't come from the industry, from the equity research space. And even if you belong to the equity research space, you're a practicing professional, it is very time consuming and difficult to do. So what is the solution? AI, of course. So what we can go ahead and do is we can use chat GPT and do a proper deep dive industry analysis and identify the good stocks from the bad stocks. Okay? Why chat GPT this time around? Because it has advanced reasoning capabilities. All right. So every AI tool will have its own pros, own thing it is good at. So let's say for this advanced reasoning, chat GPT is great. Like Claude, Perplexity was great for deep research. Correct. All right. Let's see. Now, before I move into that, which industry shall we look into? So we got ITES, we got renewables. Now tell me something. The government makes not just our government, but the governments around the world, they make the most noise about which industry out of the five? Renewables, correct? Everybody says, our carbon footprint is going down. We are investing heavily into renewables. Our government has been doing it for the last 6-7 years, and even this time around in the budget they did that. Correct. Even more policies and boost to the renewable space. So logically, again, you don't need to be a finance student. Finance is investing, trading, very simple things. You just need to simplify it and not complicate it. If the government is always talking about renewables, they're putting in so much effort, so much subsidies, so much investment in renewables, that means the government wants the sector to grow. For you, does it make sense to be in line with this sector or against this sector? If a big player like the government of the nation itself wants something to grow, it just makes common sense for you to go in line, right? Fall in line with the sector. So let's go ahead and do that. And for this, I'll be showing you, I'll be taking you to ChatGPT, right? And you know what? We have built a custom GPT which will help you analyze everything in a structured manner, right? You don't have to do anything. Let's say we want to analyze the renewables, or rather what we call it, the energy sector. So I'll just say Indian energy, let me call it the industry. Okay? Just that much. You will get this custom GPT as well. So we are analyzing the renewables, which is a sub part of the energy industry. I'll just type in Indian energy industry and hit enter. That's it. Now again, this will take time. So I've already done it for you. All right. Now, before I go, what was our, what did we want to do? we wanted to analyze a particular industry in detail and identify good stocks from the bad. This custom GPT will give you a proper in-depth analysis. This will give you the three best stocks in the industry and the three worst stocks in the industry. Best stocks, you look into them even in more detail. Worst stocks, you know which stocks to stay away from. Understood the purpose of this custom GPT? Yes, of course, you'll be getting access to the custom GPT. We'll be sharing it. Guys, again, I don't want to say this again. Whatever prompts, whatever tools I show, you will be getting them by the end of today's session. It is my promise. Right? So you just, let's say, like I showed you, Indian energy industry, it will take around a minute or two and it will give you the analysis. If you're somebody who just likes to get to the point, top three stocks, NTPC, Adani Green, Power Grid Corporation. Bottom three stocks, JSW, Tata Power, GMR Power, and Urban Infra. ठीक है, it gives you a coordinate analysis also. Low risk, high return, ठीक है, NTPC Power Grid, okay. Moderate risk, Adani, Torrent Power, CESC. High risk, Adani, and high return. High risk, moderate return, Tata Power. High risk, low return, JSW, GMR. Tell me something, is this information and having the top three and bottom three laid out in front of you, is this actual power in your hands? Yes or no? Can I have an MB in the chat if just this much makes a lot of sense to you and can take you a lot forward in your investing journey yourself? No need to rely on random tips. I hate them, all those Telegram channels selling you random tips. Please, all those so-called gurus coming and pushing their own agendas, do it yourself. And now you don't need to be somebody from the financial background because you have AI to help you out in the process. Richa hi. Yes, absolutely. You can do this anytime. So let's say you analyze, now you want to look at ITES. You can do it for ITES also. Just pull up the custom GPT, type India ITES sector. That's it. It will generate a similar analysis. So if you're somebody who likes to be to the point, you identified top three, you identified bottom three. Okay? If you want to go into more detail, macroeconomic and market environment analysis of India, everything with proper web search is available over here. That is how the custom GPT has been tuned. It works on the latest model of Chat GPT o3 Mini, and also it has access to real-time data on the internet. Okay? In-depth industry analysis of the energy space, sector-specific challenges and competitive dynamics. It tells you about that as well. It tells you a little more detail about the three best stocks, a little more detail about the three worst stocks, and also a strategic conclusion and investment recommendation. Now, why am I now? A lot of you are asking, can I try this in other tools? There is a reason why I'm doing something in a particular tool, because this sort of analysis is the best performed in this particular tool. How to access custom GPT? We'll be sharing you the link to the custom GPT. Got it? So that is why Chat GPT is the best when it comes to this, right? So NTPC, Adani Green, and Power Grid Corporation. As of today, best stocks in the Indian energy space. Got it? Best stocks in these are not small cap stocks by any means, but I'm teaching you about the entire investment life cycle using AI. You can recreate it for mid cap stocks, small cap stocks, any stocks that you want. All right. Now, tell me something. Now, can you be an expert in any industry in under a minute? You have your own AI tool for that, which is our Spring